Hello everyone, I'm Drax, you're tuned in to Draxatron, and I'd like to welcome you to Episode 1 of Let's Play The Outer Worlds. This is one of my newer favorite games. I played the heck out of it when it first released, and decided when I completed my Atomfall playthrough that I would return and play it again in anticipation of the release of the sequel, The Outer Worlds 2, coming out sometime this summer. Now in this playthrough we're going to focus on the core story, but I will return to do LPs of Peril on Gorgon and Murder on Eridanos. I am glad that you're here and chose to visit, and I do hope that you will enjoy today's adventure. Let's get into it, shall we? Now, I am going to be doing a story playthrough. We're primarily focused on that, so we're going to go into story mode. Everything's set. Let's get started. Here we go.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Remember that name, folks. We will see a lot more of Dr. Wells as the game progresses.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
All right. The game does give us a nice little character creation setup. Typically, when I play games like this, I like for my character to have above average intelligence, a good sense of perception, and dexterity. But my core of attributes other than intelligence definitely charm, because with the right words you can get out of just about anything. And then, of course, when words don't work, then you can switch to weapons.
A gunslinger. Oh, they're going to tell stories about you from here to Hephaestus. You could make a vicar doubt the law.
One of the things I liked the most about character creation in this game was the aptitudes, which are loosely like a kind of, sort of, almost character class, is how tongue-in-cheek they are. Each one gives you a particular boost in a particular aptitude, skill, what have you. They all can be very useful. But for this one, I'm going to be boosting my engineering.
Your career was on the rise.
Now that comment right there, Dr. Wells has a different response for every option you select. There's a lot of tongue-in-cheek in this game. It's always worth a good laugh. Now, here we go with actual appearance. Let's see. Ugh. Craggy. Let's try to whoa. He hasn't seen much sunlight. must have missed the one I was looking for. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Was that? No, that's not it. Alright, let's go all the way up to this end. I know I'm missing it somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Do a slightly different hair color. I think we can leave the eyebrows alone. It's funny how patchy the whiskers will look in the creation window, but then when you get to... Actually, let me do something about that. Bring that jawline up just a bit. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but here we are. Let's see how that would look if we switched. Yeah, that's better. We'll go with that. Okay. Our name is Drax, of course.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 10%. Its drive is
Shit.
irreparable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck! Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Well, I guess it's safe to say we didn't stick that landing.
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Alright, folks, welcome to the Emerald Vale. We're going to go through a brief tutorial of movement and actions. Standard fare for games like this. Now those Adrenos that like the one I just picked up, they are useful when you're in a fight and you need to quickly heal. You have an emergency inhaler device. Each time you use it, you consume one Adreno, so it's handy to keep a few in your pack. Slip by these. Uh-oh. Oh, that one saw us, but that's okay.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Here's a good opportunity to show you what I meant. We'll use the inhaler. Get some of that lost health back. Ah, here's our first interaction.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
I think I can keep it to myself.
Better, thanks to you. I might have bled out on my own. Or worse, had to go begging the boss for some Adrena time. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Investigating an illegally grounded ship. All spacecraft must arrive and depart from authorized landing pads. That's board law, that is. Some hull had grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Going back to my earlier comment about there being a lot of tongue-in-cheek in this game, you'll find a lot of instances where when you talk to NPCs, they'll insert corporate pitches into their commentary. So you're going to hear a lot of that as we progress.
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something?
No.
Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
All right, then. Now, as with any such game, it always pays to look around you, look in open crates or crates that can be popped open. You will find useful items like consumables, giving you particular temporary boosts to your various skills or stats. Tartarus sauce, pre-sliced bread, and fast ration pills. Maglocks are good for opening locked boxes, locked doors, that kind of thing. Now, watch your ears.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Alright, that purple blur, tactical time dilation, comes in handy when you're in a tight spot. It gives you a few moments to slow things down, think about your next move, and act accordingly. I used it quite a bit in my last playthrough of the game. It can be very, very useful. Of course, the more you move around, the more you do when you're in TTD mode, the faster the meter will drain. If you're standing still or just, moving around as little as possible, it goes a lot slower, but it will come back over time. And here are our first hostiles. Marauders. Now that poor fella right there. Thank you. Now bit cartridges, they're the currency of the Halcyon system. Need to pick up any we find, of course. You can pick up weapons and armor that you do not need. You can sell them for bits in the stores you encounter in the various towns across the system, or you can break them down for parts. Those parts can be used to repair things, like right here. You'll see in the repair, things will go here. Consumables here, armors, and of course weapons. Now here's what we got from breaking down that pistol we just found. Weapon parts, you can use those for repairs. Fairly straightforward, but it pays to keep an eye on your stocks. Pick this stuff up. May or may not need it later. Now here's what I was talking about with the mag picks. The skill you have and the skill required. The bottom values are the skill or the number of mag picks you have and the number you need. So let's pick these two up. Pick up this bunch of nanners and this mock apple. And now you see we have the skill and now we have the mag picks required. As the game progresses, you can boost your skill and make it easier to pick locks, needing fewer mag picks, and the process goes quicker. Now we've got some marauders over here. I see him, but I don't see anybody else, and that's always... Boom. That was nice. It's kind of a no right answer question when you say, should you save weapons you don't necessarily need for sale at a store later, or should you just break them down for parts? Either way gives you something you can use, bits for later purchases or parts for later repairs. Me personally, if I don't particularly need the weapon, I'll go ahead and break it down so that I have parts for repairing later. Those parts and the ability to repair your weapons and armor in the field, you can break down armor for parts as well, will come in serious handy as time progresses. Yeah, we got some folks here.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
Okay, here I come. Lieutenant Mercer.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he?
Now, I am not going to give away the fact that I patched Pelham up, so as mean of me as it might sound, I'm going to use this option here.
Of course I am. I'm a superior officer. Stands to reason, don't it? Just you watch. I'll cross these marauders off with a swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath.
There's another one of those corporate pitches I was telling you about. Always fun. Now, I could conceivably try to take on the marauders on my own, but having the extra firepower never hurts.
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Let's do it.
Bonus.
Okay. Looks like the area is clearer now. Hey, watch it now. No pushing. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do that. There's your dead canid feral. They're annoying little so-and-sos. Now, Lieutenant Mercer did specifically say they were here to find out who this ship belonged to and then fine them accordingly for an unauthorized landing. Now, that is going to be a small wrinkle in the fact that we do have to go on board the ship. Welcome aboard the Unreliable, folks.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities.
And that is Ada, the ship's AI. She's a bit dry-humored, cheeky, with a touch of sass, but I like her.
Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengage in airlocks. Prepare to eject all boarding planes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
For all intents and purposes, from here on out, Ada will essentially consider you Captain Hawthorne no matter what you say.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Okay, now folks, we have some skill allocations to do. Each time you level up, you have to put a number of points into skills you want to increase accordingly. Now mine, I already have boosts in these that I will need later, but I am going to spread these out a little bit, see what I can, let's see, oh yeah, let's go back up here. Actually, let's put that last one in my gun skills. Okay. Now for perks. There's a variety of available perks. These also are immensely handy. This one right here is an early favorite. For now, I'm going to do this one. Now, of course, the journal, we only have the one quest right now, which is to find a power regulator for the Unreliable, which means going to Edgewater, the nearby settlement. So now that we have sorted all of that out, we are now Captain Hawthorne of the Unreliable. The Unreliable.
I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really.
We'll poke around the ship just for a minute.
Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown.
Not much we can see until we get the power
These
systems
are the
back
crew's
online.
quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed.
This is where it'll go.
These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them.
Okay.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Now here is where you can do repairs on armor and weapons. You can modify, do repairs, break things down for parts. Specifically, though, we are going to repair that. Now that sawed-off shotgun is in terrible shape, but we will hold off on repairing it for the moment. Well, let's head back outside and deal with Lieutenant Mercer.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Now here's where you can get creative in your responses, like right here.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Take care. I'm surprised that I was able to slip around him without having to fight him, but I won't complain. I know there's live liable to be at least one more here somewhere. Now see, that one over there is aware of my presence. Hello. Sneak up on me unannounced, why don't you? Oh my goodness. Where are you at? Now those primals, they will dig into the ground and try to come up on you from behind. Play nice. I'm about to get my ass handed to me. Yeah, and I just did. How about that? That was fun. Ah, well. Well, let's deal with this one more time.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Yeah. I'm a Starship Safety Inspector.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Okay, so unfortunately, as much as I would like to poke around over here at this crash site, there are numerous primals. And oh, what was that? Getting my ass kicked a second time is not necessarily something I want to do. Let's see if we can clear a few of these little rascals out. Being mindful of the dangers. Last time I played this game, I remember tussling with primals involved staying very mobile because they could come up on you in the flash of an blink of an eye, flash of an eye. What am I talking about? Let's do this right here. Nope. Oh, there we go. Got the little rascal. Okay. A little bit rough around the edges, but it still ended acceptably. Because in the end, I did get what I wanted. Cleared the place out. And now I can properly loot all the dead marauders and the dead sprats and the dead primals. And there's several of them hidden around here. Now you can wear Marauder armor, but if you go into a company town like Edgewater, which is where we're heading next, they won't take it too kindly, and it may even be a problem if you're not careful. In fact, there will be characters who will say, you know, you might not want to be wearing that stuff around here. Right. Somewhat bruised, but no worse for wear, ultimately, I suppose. Let us resume our explorations. What do we got going on up here? Something unfriendly. Oh, marauders. I see you. Oh. These are always handy. There's Edgewater, right over there. Now, as the game progresses, you can find somewhat stronger versions of various weapons, and you can upgrade quite a few of them when you have the appropriate items and skill. You pack a whole lot more punch. And that is why I like the hunting rifle. It shoots a bit slow, but being able to pick off enemies at range, as opposed to having to get right up in their teeth, is always a plus. Now, had Captain Hawthorne been a law-abiding citizen, he'd have parked the Unreliable up there on Edgewater's landing platform. But then, given the somewhat, I guess, questionable nature of his particular line of work, it may have been for the better that he did park out in the middle of nowhere. Something is aware of our presence and not happy about it. Something down here likewise. Boom. Well, you're a stubborn one, ain't you? That's enough of that. Ah. Plenty of useful items. Okay. Now let's see what they were protecting down here. Now we do have the skill, but we don't have the mag picks. There's one. Actually, let's pick that up. You can sell what would seemingly otherwise be useless items for a few bits. It might not be much, but it does help put a little bit of extra money in your pocket. We'll have to remember to come back for that particular locked box once we pick up a few more mag picks. Oh, there's one. There's another locked box that we'll have to come back to. Now we could go in this way, but we're going to go around to the front gate by the cemetery. There's another locked box. Skirt around this way so that we can approach town from the appropriate direction. There is one individual over here that we do want to talk to. Now, had we gone to the left instead of the right when we departed from the crashed ship where all those lovely ferals were, this is where we would have ended up. Ah, there he is.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Is it now?
Ain't safe out here. you'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
There's another corporate pitch.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you.
No.
Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Fair enough.
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
All right. Let's head on into Edgewater. And welcome to Edgewater, folks. Not a super big place. There's the cannery, I believe, over here. And... okay, small grave matter. Conrad, Ludwig, Phyllis, and Abernathy. Let's see what we can actually... hang on a minute, let me... there we go. Now, Ludwig is not far away, I believe. Yeah, there he is. He's the barber surgeon.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. I have to be. If only to prepare myself for my inevitable dressing down at the hands of corporate. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. but I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
Let's see if we can't help Conrad find a way to give Silas his IOU.
Much obliged.
What's this? Conrad, receptionist shot himself. This is bad. Company's going to have to call it for what it is, destruction of Spacer's Choice property. Eugene was an asset and somebody has to pay his body price. This is going to ruin us, so I was thinking that we pawn off his teeth. Ugh. Eugene had a full set of gold teeth, heirlooms passed down by his family or something. You're processing his body, right? Just dig around and pry them out. We sell the teeth somewhere nice and quiet, use the bits to pay his body price, and nobody's the wiser. What do you think? Don't write back. In fact, don't talk to me at all. Just give me a special signal next time you see me. Waggle your eyebrows. Phyllis G. Now, I believe she's one of the people we also have to collect fees from for Silas. Let's see here.
Rations yet?
Yep. 2 whole cans of salt tuna.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet.
What's the difference?
Music to my ears.
Okay. So there's a few items we can sell. Not many. Hold on to a few of these. They may come in handy. The foods give useful boosts. All right. That'll do it for right now.
And your rations yet?
Yep. 2 whole cans of salt tuna.
Tasty. Now this game has a lot of useful or potentially useful items hidden in the corners. Those bypass shunts, we'll see use of them later. Let's see. Yeah, let's go around this way. Poke around while we've got the chance before we get too deep into any questing. Nope. Poor person. Whatever happened to them? Nope. Couldn't jump up that way. Oh, and overshot the mark. Overshot the mark again. Dadgummit. Well, I suppose if anything, at least our character is a decent jumper. Okay, so there's nothing up there. I just wanted to be doubly sure. When you see crates like that, you're always thinking there's something hiding up there that you have to jump to get to. But in this case, it doesn't appear so. Another locked box. Aha. Chairman Rockwell and Minister Clark, the team to lead Halcyon to an even better tomorrow. Dissenters in our midst, the enemy seeks to destroy our way of life. Help the Chairman and Minister Clark defeat our foes. Board propaganda, I suppose. All right. There's the main entrance to the solid tuna cannery. We'll hold off on repairing that shotgun for the moment, but keep the other items in good repair. What do we got here? Trouble tickets, eh? AG loader serial number 00237745. Failure on startup. Steps to reproduce. Turn on engine. Try it again. Try it again. Kick the loader. Curse injured toes. I have to enter a minimum of 8 steps. Try it again. It makes a rattling noise. Maintenance notes. Dang it, Clancy, I just got you back on your feet 2 weeks ago. Not that you got feet, but you know what I mean. Sounds like his stator's off axis again. We'll clean out and reset. Clancy's guts got caught and all pulled out, likely on account of somebody trying to restart him over and again. Need to rewind all the coiling in number 4. K, stator's working, but there's something else off. Have to wait until it's quiet and spin him up for a listen. Here's another one. Failure of main cannery production line at heat processing. Steps to reproduce. Start up production line according to schedule S-467-01A. Observe processing of cans. Follow first batch to heat processing stage. 1 or more loud popping noises. Smoke, smell of burnt salt tuna. Overheat klaxon on monitor 6. Flames jet from exhaust ports. Automatic shutdown. Likely as not, Bess got indigestion from being made to eat something she ain't made to. Again, headed over now. Damned mechanicals. Priority automatically reset to low by executive level admin rule applied by Thompson R. Reason trouble ticket filed by Miller L. Steps to reproduce. Look northwise. I said look northwise. Blasted useless translator. Near scrap pile. Could be northeast from town, I guess. Observe mechanical. Clanking about all menacing like. See it. It's right there. Yeah. Well, alright then. Sounds like they have their own creative way of going about solving problems around here. Yeah.
Almost lost a finger in the cannery today.
Just the way it goes, I suppose.
No, that's some loud hair, my friend. Alright, we've looped back round. We'll cut through here. I wonder if any goodies are... Aha! Oh! Okay. Now.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Let me take a quick look at this again. Let's give Conrad another visit.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? Experience was my teacher. Experience and... So, you want to be an embalmer. Brochures 1 through 5. Courtesy of the Spacer's Choice Department of Career Development. You know about Eugene? How?
Don't ask.
Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
Well, this is turned somewhat grim rather quickly. But then again, that's a common theme in many quests around Halcyon.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I? Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
All right then. Yay! All right. Let's see here. All right. Now you only get perks on intermittent levels. So now that we have addressed Conrad and the collection of his fees, let's go to the next nearest person.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier.
What's wrong with him?
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
You don't look well.
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
Maybe.
You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Maybe I said vague.
No, you didn't.
You know how words sound a mite strange when you're sick.
No, they don't.
Wait, no. Oh, damn it. Okay, listen. Maybe I am feeling a little under the weather, but I swear I'm on the mend. Please, don't tell the constable. She'll toss me in the sick house. I would have confessed before the good vicar. Get some ablutions for my spirit. Just never found my courage is all. Hey, you're hale and healthy and possibly for hire, ain't you? Do a good turn for an expiring old man?
Something tells me that old Abernathy's a bit of a hypochondriac.
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Yeah, when I get around to it, I'll go find it.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Lord, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Yeah, he's a hypochondriac.
Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Look, I got my gravesite fees right here. See? I'm good for my word. Get me that medicine, and I'll see to your payment. I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
I'll leave you be then.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Now, what do we got here?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead. All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
He's gone a bit crackers, huh?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do. Alright, here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you. Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law-breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Yeah. I'll think about it.
That's all I can ask of you.
It goes back to the old saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Alright. Now, let's go have a word with Phyllis. I think she's out on the factory floor. Yeah, there she is.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines.
Oh, cute.
Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
All right, then. What do we got here? Here's R. Thompson again, sending Phyllis a message. Owing to your hard work and positive attitude, I have sanctioned your access to medical treatment in the event of contagion. As you know, the company has not provided us with enough medicine to treat every worker. I wish I could treat every member of the Spacer's Choice family who fell ill to this plague, but I cannot. Medical privileges are strictly merit-based. Please do not, under any circumstance, distribute your ration of medication to any other worker. We're all in this together. Theodore buried last night. Reed asked me not to report his death in our quarterlies. Sounds fair to me. Was asked to prepare a statement or something for the other workers. Been thinking about it. Don't know what to tell them. Don't end up like Theodore. Do your work, show up, wear a smile, and you'll get your medical privileges. It's a start. Jesus. All right. Oh. I stole. Oh no. Oh well. I guess at least I didn't get caught. That's what you get when you just grab things laying around. Alright, now there is one other person whose fees need to be collected, and I think...
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
Ludwig, I believe he's over here. Yeah, down there. There he is.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
I don't know about any of that, but okay.
I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising.
Sounds serious.
When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Silas has got something against auto mechanicals, apparently. Might lead to some interesting quests. Might be profitable.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's chaw. Few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
I'm not going to extort money out of the old man.
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
Oh, nice. I'll let you be then. All right. Okay. Return to Silas.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
I'm not holding out.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry.
fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit? Yeah? What about him? Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead. Let me know if you find anything. You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
All right. Now we are back to the primary quest. Which means heading back to the cannery to see this leader figure. I think his name is Thompson, if I remember correctly. Reed Thompson. He's the local corpo. Complete with elevator music, folks.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
What the hell are they canning then if they're not canning saltuna?
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up.
She did.
I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you? I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
The fact that I don't work for Spacer's Choice might have something to do with it.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Mostly abandoned?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
All right, I'll see what I can do then.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
All right, then. I could use the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Well, let's get going then. Come on, Pavardi. Time for some more elevator music. Just when it was starting to get good.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. What's on your mind?
Can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent.
Ooh.
She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Alright then. We'll go talk to the vicar.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Then let's go to the... the vicarage, the chapel, whatever they call it.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
What's this? OSI vial. If it's not thieving, I'll pick it up.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you around here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you.
Well, alright then. And here we have the vicar.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Well then.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property.
Uh-huh.
Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Something tells me he wants that book for more reasons than just to get it out of circulation.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
Well, all right, then.
Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Well, all right. Now that we have... I got misdirected there. Yeah, here we go. We have a few tasks to complete. The two main quests, specifically this one right here, is part of the overarching task to get off or out of the Emerald Vale. And this is the way to get there. Alright. Now I think, for the moment, we have covered everything that we can as far as what Edgewater itself has to offer, at least for now. There is something hostile nearby. Possibly a marauder, possibly a wild animal. Who knows? But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode, folks. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, drop a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already so you'll see my future videos. If you have questions, comments, constructive criticisms, drop a comment down below. In the next episode, we'll be working on getting to the botanical labs, meeting up with Adelaide McDevitt and her people, finding out what their situation is, and progressing on the course to decide where to divert the power and how best to solve Reed Thompson's problem. And that's going to be it. I already said that. I'm looping. But that's going to do it for this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheers.